Alrighty. And now, can everybody see my screen? It should say She Pitch on
Yes.
there. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Perfect. So thank you for joining us I was gonna say this morning. I guess it's not technically morning anymore, right? So thank you for joining us for She Pitch to learn about everything that's going on with She Pitch and how to get involved and all that jazz. So we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Shelby Malley. I'm the Director of Marketing Communications for the Frederick County Chamber of Commerce. So I am one of the staff liaisons for our Women in Business Committee, and our Women in Business Committee puts on She Week, and within She Week is She Pitch. So She Pitch is now in its sixth year. She Week is now in its eighth year. So running like a well-oiled machine over here. um, I've been at the chamber for 4 years, so this will be my fifth She Week, so definitely looking forward to all of that. And then Karen, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Karen Kalansis. I'm representing the Maryland Women's Business Center. This is going to be my sixth year working on She Pitch, and honestly, it's my most favorite thing that we do during the year. I look very much forward to it, and I'm excited for the journey ahead. It's many months, as you will see, and it's going to be a great process. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Awesome. And we will have time for questions at the end, but if you think of something as we're going through our slide deck here, throw it in the chat and we'll answer it. Or save it till the end, whichever you'd like to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to cover today is what is She Pitch. We're going to talk about the timelines of the resources that are offered, and then we're going to hear from three of our previous finalists, and then we'll have a little bit of a Q&A. So, and this is also being recorded, so if you, and we can send you the link after, but if you're like, I can't remember what Karen and Shelby said about this and this, we'll have that for you, and we're available for any follow-up questions that you have. Okay, so what is She Pitch? So She Pitch is a pitch competition for female entrepreneurs, and it's designed to give businesses cash prizes, publicity, and networking opportunities. So last year we were able to give out over $13,000 in cash prizes, along with a number of non-monetary prizes to all of our winners and finalists. So it's a great way to get some cash for your business. So what kind of businesses qualify for She Pitch? Any, all. If you have an idea that qualifies, truly the only thing that does not qualify is a nonprofit. So you do have to be a for-profit business to be in our She Pitch competition. But that can go from any industry, from technology to baking to hiking to art and things like that. So truly, any type of businesses do qualify for She Pitch. So She Pitch is truly more than just a competition. You do get to learn a lot throughout this process. And as Karen said, it's a long process, but it's a great process for you to go through. So we will start in March, and you'll go. If you make it through all of the rounds, you will go through till August. So it is a time commitment, but um, no matter if you make it to the semifinals and the finals, you'll still get to learn through Pitch Creator. So Pitch Creator is a course that teaches you about creating an investment summary for your business and creating a slide deck. So these are great things just to have in your back pocket, even if She Pitch doesn't work out for you. Okay, so about the night of pitching. So you do not have to have previous pitch presentation experience to participate in the competition. I think majority of people who participate in She Pitch have never pitched in front of an audience before. But we will provide you many chances in order to practice your pitch. We'll work with you and make sure you are, ready to pitch when you get to the night of. But you do not have to have previous pitch experience. And so, as I said, I work for the chamber, and this is a chamber event, but you do not have to be a chamber member to participate. So, that is truly open to the entire community of women-owned businesses. There is a small fee of $49 that will give you registration into the pitch course. That covers a 6-month license, but that is the only fee that is associated with this competition. And if the fee is a barrier, please reach out to either Karen or I, and we can definitely help you with that. We do not want the $49 to be a reason for you not to participate. So if that's a barrier, please let us know, and we are happy to help. And then what do I do after I register? So registration will open on March 2nd, which is in 2 weeks. It's a Monday. It's the first Monday of March. So after you register, you'll receive an email from me that will contain a packet and a timeline, kind of what a little bit more in depth from what we are going to go over today of your next steps. And then you'll kind of just let's start working on your investment summary and working through the pitch creator course, and then working with Karen and to get to the first submission process. So, okay, so let's talk about eligibility. So, Karen, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to jump in now. So there are two different opportunities to participate in She Pitch. We call them stages. The first one is idea stage, and that is for more of a startup business. Somebody either an idea or just like maybe 1 year in business. But as it says here, again, it must be for profit. So no nonprofits are participating in this. And must be at least 51% woman owned. And you have to be a resident of Frederick County, or if you're not a resident of Frederick County, you need to have a space or be a member of a shared office or kitchen. And the reason for a bulk of the funding does come from the county, which is taxpayer money, which is, you and me. And so, we want to support Frederick residents as, much as possible. So that's the reason for that. Yeah, let's go on. So the next stage is for more experienced businesses. We call that the growth stage. Again, for profit, 51% woman owned, revenues not to exceed 1 million, must be have a physical location or working out of your home in Frederick County, or be a member again of a Frederick-based shared office or kitchen. And then you must be registered with the state of Maryland. You could be a sole proprietor, an LLC, or an S or a C corp, but it must be 5 years old or less. So that would be as of March 1st. So 2021, March 1st, that you started your business operations. But it's not enough just to be like it's a registered business. You have to show that you have actually been in business, doing business. And so these are some of the things that prove that you're in business. You've either accessed capital, or you've acquired these resources, like you've hired people, or you've hired independent contractors, or you've incurred some expenses to operate the business, or you've obtained the necessary licenses. So this, in addition to registering with the state of Maryland on Business Express, these items plus that show that you are actually in business. Next. So this is the timeline. So as I mentioned earlier, it's a long process, but it takes you step by step. And the feedback that we've gotten over the 6 years is that it's very valuable time spent, especially if you follow the steps, complete all the work, come to some of the lunch bunches, which I'll talk about in a minute, talk to other people, take advantage of the resources, by the end of this, which is in August or potentially May, depends on where you fall, you're going to have really learned a lot and you're going to get your business off the ground. So, as Shelby said, March 2nd is when the registration opens. On March 5th, I'll be teaching a class on how to write a business plan at the Chamber of Commerce. It's March 5th at 3:30. It is not a requirement to have a business plan to participate in She Pitch, but if you already have a business plan, then taking that content and putting it into the written investment summary, which is the first deliverable, is going to be helpful. So it's helpful, but not required. Registration closes April 6th, so we've got a month to get the word out and get as many women business owners as possible to raise their hand and say they want to take this journey. So as Shelby mentioned, after you register, you will get all the links and all the information on how to download Pitch Creator. And in the packet that you get, it'll tell you give you a suggested timeline. The first week you should watch this segment, second week you should watch this, do this homework, that kind of thing. So it really is holding through this whole thing. And as part of the hand holding, I am available every Monday. We call it Lunch Bunch, every Monday at noon to answer any questions you have. We might take one Monday might be a specific part of the investment summary. We might just talk about the market research section or the financial section. So every week there's, I think, 5 or 6 of them. I'm available at noon on Monday, and then I'm also available for counseling. And I also have a team member, Martha. She's on this call. She is my team member at the Maryland Women's Business Center. There she is. And she will also be available for counseling. Martha and I are the team of counselors supporting Frederick County. So we're here for you. Like I said, there's a lot of support for this. And then May 17th is the due date for submitting your written investment summary. I think it's like 4-ish pages. Is that right, Shelby? Somewhere around there. It's not a huge thing. It's not 30 pages or anything. It's a summary. So, you are going to do all the work required to have a business, but then you'll have summarized it into a shorter document. But we have templates for all of this. Again, lots of hand holding. We'll give you the template for what it like the basic template with the headlines, headline here, write about this here, next headline, write about this. But then we'll also have available a completely filled out one that was a very high scoring one from a previous year. So you can kind of see what a not award winning, but a high scoring investment summary looks like. So lots of tools for you. And then on May 22nd, we'll announce the semifinalists, and we will be choosing 12 semifinalists. So then those 12 ladies go on to the next stage. They continue the program. Lunch Bunch is still going on, but their deliverable is going to be the actual pitch deck. And so you're going to go from a written Microsoft Word type document to actual slides in a pitch deck. Again, we are going to give you all the templates. You can be creative. You have to follow the order of the slides, but you can be as creative as you want to reflect your branding. So you can take our very ugly PowerPoint presentation template and you can use, Canva or anything else you want. To make the slides represent your business. And then the slide deck, along with your script. So like if you were actually giving the slides, the pitch, what would you say? Those things are due on June 21st. And then on June 26th, which I think is right before 4th of July weekend, the finalists will be announced. And so those 12 people will be whittled down to six, approximately. One year we took seven, but yes, it's about six. And then those finalists continue the program. They start rehearsing, getting feedback, tweaking their slides. Martha and I will still be available for coaching. We don't do lunch bunch at that time, but we're around for listening to the pitch and tweaking it. In mid to late July, there will be a remote practice session where you can run through the slides, run through your pitch. We're going to have some judges to give you feedback on that, to, again, keep helping you prepare for the pitch. And then on August 3rd, there's a tech rehearsal where you'll actually go on stage at Hood College with the little speaker thing, the microphone thing, and you can kind of practice. Do you want to do it in front of the podium or do you want to walk on the stage? Whatever. You can practice as much as you want. And then August 5th on a Wednesday night is when you'll give the pitch. And then there'll be a specific set of judges for that. Whew. So as you can see, it's a long journey, but by the end, you'll be pretty rock solid in your business and you'll be ready to talk to anybody. Um, you'll be able to use that investment summary and your pitch deck in any kind of asking situation that you get in, whether that be going to a bank or turning that into a elevator speech. You'll be ready. We will make you sure you are ready. So what resources are available? Like I said, Martha and I will provide counseling. We also know other subject matter experts that we can refer you to. Last year, we had somebody that was like really good in communications and speaking and presenting. She made herself available to help with the actual, being on stage part. We've got the weekly lunch bunch. We'll suggest to you that you practice with your family and then maybe practice with your business advisors or other like trusted business people in your circles, like maybe your CPA or an attorney or some friend of yours that's in business. So you'll get a lot of help along the way. So, lunch bunch again, I'm going to be available every Monday, April 13th through May 11th, from 12 to 1. It's There will be some of them will have an agenda, specific agenda, but by the end of, towards May 11th, it's just I'm there, ask your questions. And so use the time to ask your questions and hear from the other participants. And then again, June 1st through June 15th.
All right. So now we're gonna well, first before we go into our personal experiences, does anybody have any pressing questions? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen just for a little bit. Does anybody have any pressing questions before we hear from our previous finalists? Feel free to unmute or raise your hand or throw them in the chat. No? Okay. So we
I,
actually
I did.
oh,
I did.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to come off mute. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you for this, and thank you for the information. I'm just curious, how many, uh, I guess, participants did you have last year? I don't think I heard the total number of participants and how, I hear how you whittled down to six at the end, but how many total applicants did you have?
Sure. So I think we had about 40 people say that they were interested in She Pitch. From that number, about 20 actually submitted their investment summaries. So that first round. And then, so from that, we looked at all 20 of those, got to the semifinalists, which was 12, and then got to the finalists, which was six.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
So I would like to review the prize situation a little bit, because I failed to mention that. So there's two primary prizes, for idea stage and growth stage, but there's also other smaller prizes. For example, the Maryland Women's Business Center provides a $500 prize. We call it the She's Rising Award. Last year, Pitch Creator gave a prize, and there's also like a popular prize. What do we call that again, Shelby?
People's
The
choice.
People's Choice. So that's another $500. So, you know, there's five prizes potentially for six people, plus non-cash prizes as well that, we collect during the year. We're, go out into the community and we fundraise and ask businesses to donate prizes. Plus all the great learning you're going to get along the way.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to our previous finalists. So I'm gonna have Inga James talk first. So Inga was our 2020. Sorry, let me restart. It's like a Monday, but it's actually Thursday. So Inga was one of our growth stage finalists last year, and she actually won the Maryland Women's Business Center Award, the She's Rising Award last year. So Inga, go ahead and take it away and talk a little bit about your experience.
Sorry about that. Thanks, Shelby. Yeah, I was going to start with that actually. The Shelby and Karen have both talked about how much you learn. Um, and I've done a lot of college classes and stuff like craziness kind of degrees, and I don't know anything about business management. I mean, I just know nothing. And I think that Shelby and Karen picked that up pretty early on. But I learned so much, and it has helped me so much. I was not a winner, but I'm so happy I did it. It was such a wonderful experience working with the Women's Business Network and with the chamber is always a wonderful experience. Anyway, they're so supportive and helpful in any way they can be. But also just being able to put that spotlight on my business and to focus on what I needed to do to move from point A to point B, and just I became overly obsessed. Don't let yourself kind of cross that line. Um, but I enjoyed it so much, and that's why. So I would just say take great advantage of all the resources that they offer you. The practices are very helpful, but there's nothing like being up on that stage. So do whatever self-care you need to take before you do that event and after. So you're at your very best. And my one of the resources they offer you as a finalist is a chamber ambassador. And so I don't even, maybe as a semifinalist, we got that. I can't remember. At any rate, Megan Donovan, who is on the call here today, was my ambassador, and she was lovely and really helped me kind of understand things a little bit clearer, because when you get down to it, it's all in the details. So I appreciate being here because I want to give back, because it was such a fantastic experience for me. But I wish you all great luck, and you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to put a face to your business.
Yeah.
Inga, can you tell us what your business is? Because your business kind of changed during this from when you signed up for She Pitch to where you are now.
Yeah, it's interesting. My business started out, I'm actually just a year old. I started in January of 25 with my business technically was nonprofit growth strategies, which I started at the end of 24, and I have morphed it into organizational renewal group. I'm a business consultant that works with nonprofits, but also for business or for-profit businesses undergoing significant change. So as a psychologist, I work with the staff to ensure that people don't walk, to ensure that there's transparency and communication when there's change like leadership transition or moving into a new market, opening a new office, whatever it might be. Employees tend to suffer the brunt of it. And as a psychologist, I go in and I make sure that the teams are strong, that transparency and communication is strong, and that leadership understands what the change is, how it's impacting staff, and the staff understand the whys and reasons behind the change. So I keep things copacetic so that people don't leave, so that productivity doesn't go down, so that quality doesn't go down, and so resistance doesn't increase. And organizations therefore can thrive through change instead of not thriving or even failing, like often happens.
Great. Thank you so much, Inga.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to pass it over to Holly. So Holly Nelson was our an idea stage finalist last year, and she won the Pitch Creator Hustle Award. So go ahead and tell us about your experience, Holly, and what your business is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Holly Nelson. I pitched an idea for a play cafe in the She Pitch competition last year. And I would say at this point, I'm still very much in kind of exploration mode. But I super appreciated the everything that I learned through the process. It was great, like having all the support. And like Inga, I came into this with very little business knowledge. And since then, I took, there was like a free food business entrepreneurship class that I found out about through the competition. And it was offered by FCC in the Frederick County Workforce Development Services. And that was fantastic. I did that in the fall, and there was a pitch competition as part of that. And everything that I had done in this She Pitch, I was able to use for that, which put me like way ahead of everybody else in the class. And I won $1,000 scholarship to FCC through that. So I am now taking a food sanitation class at FCC, just because I would need that if I am able to go ahead and start the Play Cafe. And in the meantime, got a few irons in the fire, but my husband and my son and I had been working on some craft kits, and we did like a pop-up business market with that. And so I could go in a couple different directions. Maybe it will all merge together at some point, but I'm just really enjoying exploring my business opportunities and still working full time. So
Great. Thanks, Holly. Okay, and we have Michelle Bryan, who owns Sweet Maddie's Cookies on Demand. Michelle was a growth stage finalist last year, and she actually won growth stage, and she won People's Choice last year. So go ahead, Michelle. We'll hear from you.
Hi, I hope everybody's doing great. I'm Michelle Bryan, the co-founder of Sweet Maddie's. We are a premium frozen cookie dough brand located right here in the heart of Frederick, Maryland. She Pitch. I just got to tell you, I went into She Pitch really focusing on we need that money to grow the business. But I got so much more than that. I understood through the process how to better tell our story as a business, how to target, identify our target market, how to better define what our numbers are in support of how we grow the business. I developed so many relationships. It was about community. So I just was able to gain so much more than just focusing on how do I win to get the money to continue to grow the business. And if you get nothing out of this process, I hope that you understand that them getting financially stable is one thing, but strengthening the core foundation of the business is equally as important, if not more, because it allows you to continue to grow And that's what we gained out of that entire process was just being confident in who we are as a business and also confident in how we tell our story and making sure that our audience understood who we are and the family aspect of it. The other part of She Pitch after winning was really being able to connect even deeper into the community and getting the support that we needed. We were able to buy the equipment that we needed, which was a cookie depositor, a cookie king, which was absolutely great. And we continued to grow the business into additional retail spaces. And now I'm happy to say that the equipment that we purchased as a result of winning She Pitch, we've outgrown that and in terms of capacity. So it was just a very rewarding experience for me and take advantage of the process that we so often forget because we're focused on the end result. The process itself helped to grow me and also help to mature our business as well. So I appreciated every aspect of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Does anybody have specific questions for our three previous finalists? And you can see their businesses were very vastly different. Yeah, go ahead, Natalie.
Okay, there we go. I couldn't unmute. Um, yeah, I made it through to the semi-finals last year, and I got to witness all these amazing women. And I just wanted to say where I am right now. It's like Michelle, like you said, I think focusing on the core of your business versus like the end result. Um, I think is a really important piece of advice. I think my main question, well, it's not really a question, but just a statement, I suppose. I'm still kind of in the same place. Like my business has grown a little bit more, but we're still in the same place of needing some financial help. Um, and I've managed to add some more people. I have some more employees, part-time, or contractors to the school. I own a dance school, Elixir School of Dance in Walkersville. Um, and I guess some advice on, I guess, I don't know if you can say this now, since I don't know how much time you have, or as we go on to the lunch bunches, I hope to make the most of that. I think primarily this is more like a reflection from last year. I didn't really make the most of the things you gave out, I think, last year. So this year I hope to really make the most of all the things you're offering us. So I look forward to spending more time on that this time round, and hopefully, um, yeah, it's I benefit more this time from putting the efforts in learning, and because that's really all it's about, like the community and gaining all that experience. So yeah, just I'm excited to try again this time round, and yeah, good luck
Glad to see
everyone.
you back, Natalie.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah. Yeah, Natalie raised a good point. There is a lot of resources, but they're only as good as if you read all the emails and try to come to some of the events and do the homework because there's a lot of like worksheets that I'm going to be sharing with you. And are they required? No, but the worksheets help you um, just create some background that you can put into your business plan or your investment summary. Um, yeah.
Zakia, do you want to go ahead and ask your question?
Yes, thank you. So one of the things, Holly, you mentioned is you're still working full time, and it's so I would assume that you worked full time as you were doing that. So I guess the question I have for the three of you is how much time commitment did you, uh, I guess, uh, do or use in being able to participate in a lot of these activities? And were you able to balance the full-time job along with running a business if your business was past the idea phase, and the activities over the 6 month period?
I'll go first. For me, it wasn't difficult because everything that was required in She Pitch during that process was something that I could use in my business at the moment. So it was real time, valuable information. So I was able to apply that as I continued to move forward. So I'm going through the she pitch process, and then there are things or requirements in our business. I'm thinking, oh wow, I could use that now. I don't have to wait to implement these things just to until the pitch, final pitch day. I can start to implement some of those things as we continue through the process. So that wasn't difficult for me. It was valuable as a matter of fact, and I was able to dedicate a couple hours a week, but I found myself dedicating a little bit more again because those things were things that I could implement in real time and in support of growing my business.
Yeah, I can speak to that. I had, I guess a year ago, I was staying home full time with my 1 year old. So I did have a little bit more time, although he's pretty squirrely and kept me busy.
And her baby was on lunch bunch with us often.
Yeah, he was a little crazy sometimes, but yeah, I since going back to work, like I've just been trying to like carve out time to work on business stuff. I try to spend part of every lunch break working on something that is has something to do with the business, whether it's just like brainstorming things and taking notes through audio on my phone or um, working on the homework for my classes. But I would say like when I was doing She Pitch, I probably put in like a couple hours every week. But then there were a few weeks when I had to put in a lot more time, particularly like Karen provided this wonderful spreadsheet that was like very detailed, figuring out what the operating expenses would be. And I had no idea, what I was going to need to put into that. And I did spend a lot of hours on the weekend working on that. Um, but if you kind of pace yourself, um, it's something that can be squeezed in if you're still working full time.
Yeah, I wasn't working full time. And like I said earlier, I was kind of obsessed. So I enjoyed what I was doing. And it did help me to really reframe what it meant to be an entrepreneur. But one of the things I think that has helped me and has taken more of my time now is getting more involved with the chamber. And I learned a lot about the chamber through this experience. And so that has taken more time now coming forward.
Six weeks, right? Isn't Shelby? I think it's 6 weeks that you have from the time you get Pitch Creator until when it's all due. So hopefully you can pace yourself through that.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Katie.
Hi, everyone. My question is, so our business that we are trying to get up and going has three owners, I guess is the best way to say it. So I was wondering if anyone here was in the process or through that process had multiple owners to their business, or if it was just singular, and how that worked for you as far as division of labor, but also collaborating on decision making.
I'm a co-owner. My husband, it's me and my husband, but my older sons, they help, tremendously in the business. For me, uh, for the pitch deck, I mean, they must have heard it a few times. So they supported me in my dry runs. They supported me in looking at the pitch deck. They supported me in ensuring, what my numbers were like, helping with that. And again, that's why I say these are things that I was able to use in my business because it also helped me to see that I needed to leverage them more, as opposed to going some of these things solo. They're more on the operations side, and I'm on the other side of the house. But I was able to involve them a lot more, and they understood exactly what it is that I was trying to accomplish, and they were able to support me in that.
Had multiple partner businesses compete before, and I think one thing we've learned is that only one person should present because on stage, if you get that far, because there's only 5 minutes to present and it takes a few precious seconds to kind of transition between speakers. So that would only, maybe be one thing to consider. But yeah, we've had multiple partners before.
And when she says precious seconds, she's not kidding. She is not kidding.
5 minutes goes fast. You better like hit the high points.
Yeah, it's a lot of information that you're expected to cover in 5 minutes.
So the chamber has posted all the past shows, I'll call it a show, on their website, and it's a really good idea to, carve out an hour, hour and a half and watch the previous shows, at least last year, where you can see Holly and Michelle and Inga do their presentation.
All right. I was just trying to grab that link for everybody.
Oh, great.
So the link that I just put in the chat is the main She Pitch page. So there's a lot of stuff on there, but that is where the registration form will be. It also has some information on eligibility. It has information on funding, and then at the bottom it has all of the pitch videos from the previous years that you can click and watch. Before we go to some more questions, I just wanted to make note that She Pitch really is a partnership, um, not only with the Maryland Women's Business Center, but also the Frederick County Office of Economic Development, the City of Frederick Department of Economic Development, and the Chamber. Our partnership really fuels this program. And then it's also, as Karen had mentioned before, individual members of the community who, either help out with She Pitch or donate and help fund the evening as well. So one last thing that I have, She Week 2026 is August 3rd through 7th. So if you want to join us for the whole week, please make or put it on your calendar. Tickets will go on sale June 1st, and we usually do sell out for the week of events. So it's an amazing week. She Pitch is just an incredible part of it, but we have a week of events that week. So make sure to check that out.
But She Pitch is free, so you need a paid ticket for some of the other events, but the Wednesday She Pitch event is free, and we encourage you to bring your family, your friends, your customers, bring everybody. It's very entertaining as you'll watch, and it's very uplifting too. By the end of that, you're just like, oh my gosh, you just feel really good
Yeah.
at that event.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all I had. Karen, did you have anything else?
I don't think so. Um,
Okay.
no, Martha and I are standing by, ready to support you. And if you have any questions lingering, feel free to reach out to me or Martha. I guess I put my email in the chat.
Yeah. And we'll send this recording and the slides out to you so you have that along with Karen, Martha, and I's emails. Does anybody have any other questions? Go ahead, Charlena.
Question quick. Hello, everyone. Thank you for such an informative webinar. I'm pretty sure the judges will ask questions. How much time is allotted for that?
Oh,
It's a great question. So you get 5 minutes to do your pitch, and then the judges have 2 minutes to 2 to 3 minutes to ask you questions.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's usually like one or two questions from the judges.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I have one question to ask to Karen.
mhm.
So, Karen, I registered my business long back, 2007, but I was not in a business. I was, working as a consultant for myself as a 1099 consultant until 2020. Then my business, I changed the name, re-registered, everything happens 2021. Will that be a qualification or disqualification? Because
I
I
think
saw.
so. I mean, we'll dig into the dates a little bit more, but if you re-registered Minoti as a new
Yeah,
business,
yes, yes.
right, Shelby? I
Mhm.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? All right. Are there,
Expenses.
what do you mean by off limits, Tanya?
There any disqualified expenses? I'm also started my business as a consultant. Sorry, that's my dog behind me. And I do have like marketing and because it's a business of one. So I have marketing expenses, networking expenses. Would they qualify
Qualify, like,
to enter? Or are they off limits?
so you don't have to tell us any of your expenses to enter.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. Be on the lookout, March 2nd. That is when you will register. If you have any questions between then and now, please feel free to reach out. And we hope to see you and hear from you soon.
I can't wait.
Enjoy the
Thank
rest of
you,
your
Shelby.
day.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you all. Bye.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
you
Great
all.
session.